All right, before we get started, I need to get something off my chest here. Okay. Okay. And this is gonna come off as very mean. Very mean. Okay. Why are landscapers just like terrible at communicating? Like at all?
You know, it's because they're people of the earth.
That's what we're going with?
Down to earth, you know.
So, my backyard, horrifyingly overgrown, this is a new house. This is the first summer I've had to deal with it. So I had to like go out and buy a lawnmower, and we've just been having rain like nonstop. There was like a day where it was good to like mow the lawn, and I didn't own a lawnmower at that time, and I didn't have a shed to place the lawnmower into, so I had to go buy a shed at the Costco. Highly recommend.
Oh, I didn't even know they sold sheds at the Costco.
I got a pretty decent one. You should go check it out. And then had to go to the Home Depot to get a lawnmower. Was able to do my front yard, but the backyard was just too unwieldy, and I didn't want to take a new lawnmower and send it through the fucking shredder, basically.
Yeah.
So I found this guy in the neighborhood, and he offered to do it for like $65 because it was a sweet deal, frankly. Because it's a small backyard. It had like a ton of overgrown plants and shit. And this dude, after confirming price and location, just like didn't respond to anything I said, like ever.
Oh.
And then today, I sent him a text message. I'm like, hey, listen, it's raining a lot this week. So the next days that we don't have rain in Cincinnati are like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So we really need you to get out here before that, like before the end of day on Tuesday, to get this dealt with. Because I need you to get it knocked down so that my own lawnmower can like maintain it.
Right.
Homeboy is like, oh yeah, we can get that done. And I was like, okay, but like, what day? And then I just don't hear from him. And the next thing I know, he's like, are you not home right now? I'm like, no, I'm not going to be home for another like 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, oh, I thought you meant right now.
Nope. No.
I was like, no, dude, I'm not going to be home until 6 o'clock at least. Like, this isn't what we talked about. Frankly, we didn't talk about a whole lot, to be fair, but it was, needless to say, a bit more of an ordeal than I would have liked personally. But he did it, and I showed up. I thought he was going to start at like 6 o'clock because I wasn't home, but he just did it and left. I was like, if I was an asshole, I could have just like stiffed him, but I'm not. I left him the money as agreed upon.
Yeah, right. A man of honor.
I am a man of my word. And it was just very strange, the entire interaction. And I feel like if you're in one of these industries, you kind of like need to be on top of your game just to make sure that you're keeping people's attention. You know, you're someone that's going to get the good word of mouth.
Right.
Maybe that's just me. I
mean, I know most landscape people just hold down like a certain number of houses, and if they get more, great, and if not, as long as they make the first part,
yeah,
that's kind of all they need.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a very valid point, because it's clearly like a neighborhood guy. Like he's not like a big lawnmower guy, but alas, the job was done after much consternation from the people.
And now it's on you.
Now it's on me
to be vigilant in your own yard
and hope that the April showers that were supposed to bring May flowers but are just bringing May showers kind of end and we get some June flowers.
Right.
That would be nice.
We have not
at some
stopped
point.
Getting showers.
No. Like we had like a couple days and I was like, hey, are we going to knock it out this weekend? And I just like had no reply from him at all. And then we had another like stretch of like 6 days of rain. which we're in the middle of right now. And I was like, hey, let's get ahead of this. It looks like there's no rain on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And he was just like, I'll do it now.
Yeah, why not? Speaking of showers, though, we've been showered by Wizards of the Coast with spoilers.
So many spoilers. So many. I think we're like maybe a couple dozen, like 24 cards away from just having everything at this point. We've received the draft archetypes. The weekly MTG went over a lot of the commons and uncommons for all of the core 10 archetypes for the color pairs. Got to see, 60 through the ages bonus sheet cards at this point. A lot of cool reprints in there. More common than I had originally thought, which we'll get into. But, of course, we're going to save our full discussion for the set until after the set comes out, after we get our hands on it a little bit, get freaking into the weeds, you know? Get right up, get our hands firmly grasped around, firmly grasping the Buster Sword, the Cloud's Buster Sword, or the Masamune. Firmly
really
grasp
getting
it.
In there.
Yeah, just really just tight grip that bitch. And then we can go over the cards for the set and do a full review spoiler cast like we do on bonus action when these new sets come out.
Yes. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Again, I've told you before, I'm not a huge person that has a lot of knowledge about Final Fantasy, but I do know Magic cards, and there are some good ones. Very good ones.
Oh, there's some bonkers good ones. Like, I think there's going to be some very, very heavily pushed staples in a lot of formats. I think we're going to see a couple of bannings as well. Probably not out of the gate, but VV specifically. The is it 0 mana ability to create mana that also pings things and also gives itself +1/+1 counters and also combos with Curiosity and Ophidian Eye and an.
What? That card's definitely not going to be a problem, and it made it through Wizards testing, which has never produced a broken card ever before.
So we had last summer we had Hot Nadu summer. Are we about to have Hold on, how old is VV? I need to look this up. VV age FF9. Because I have a sneaking suspicion. Oh, God.
What are we talking?
Take a guess.
It's anime-esque, so I want to say there's like the ancient person that's like really little, but I also could see it being like a child soldier because of Final Fantasy. I'm gonna go with like 100. Much lower. 12. Low? Oh my god.
Okay,
7.
So 9. Ugh. So according to the Wikipedia, Vivi Ornatier is a black mage, differentiated from humans by having a black aura surrounding his visibly outer skin, glowing yellow eyes, and the ability to cast magic. Under the biographical information on the fandom, Final Fantasy.fandom, age 6 months chronologically, 9 years old physically.
I don't know where to go with that. I'm quite flabbergasted.
So we need to find a new term that isn't similar to Hot Nadu Summer for.
No, we're just gonna stick with Is It Summer?
Is it summer? Is it summer?
There you go. Is it summer?
Because
I don't know.
Man, God. Do you think this is gonna go in like the Is It Prowess deck that's kind of taken over standard right now? I feel like it doesn't really synergize super well. It's just a mana producer, but it's also damage in the form of ping from all of your non-creature casts. Kind of makes it harder to get that first Corey Steelcutter trigger on turn 3. So
I don't know. I feel like that deck wants to be lower to the ground. I don't see them running into many mana problems, which would, in my opinion, be the big reason to play Vivi, because there's not really any kind of curiosity effect currently in standard that would help you do anything with that. So I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think where Vivi will make the most will be in formats with a curiosity effect.
I've been toying around with with the Is It Prowess deck in Arena recently. It's not the full proper list because I don't have enough wild cards to get all of the pieces that I need. But even in like a budget version of that, with just some of the cards that I happen to have in my Arenas collection, is already pretty juicy.
Yeah,
very, very juicy. Fun interaction though with VV and Tarkir Dragonstorm. There's a common that's for 1 red mana, Wild Ride. Target creature gets +3/+0 until end of turn. Mm-hmm. And then it has flashback for 4 and a red.
Oh.
Or sorry, it has Harmonize for 4 and a red. So you cast it. You cast it for 1 red mana. You target VV. VV gets +3/+0. It gets a counter, so it's actually 4 power. You get the ping. You tap VV for the 4 generic to harmonize it with another red. So all you need is 2 red mana to give VV effectively +8, where 2 of it sticks around. And then, assuming you cast VV the turn prior, you're getting 8 mana in any combination on that activation.
Oh, yeah.
Off of Wild Ride, which you can cascade into other Wild Rides and all that kind of stuff. But
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's definitely, I see the potential there.
There's something there.
I think the list might be a little too tight.
I did my first ever speculative purchase of a card.
Okay.
I bought don't judge me too harshly. I bought 24 foil copies of Wild Ride for $7.
I mean, I don't think that's too crazy.
Because it's like a 10-cent common. At foil, it's like 20 cents. The floor price for the TCG Player Seller I got was $0.25. And I'm like, if there's some VV deck that makes it into standard or modern, I feel like Wild Ride's going to be a key piece of that, to just that like turn after you get VV, getting an easy 8 mana out of 1 copy of it. So.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I could easily see there being some I don't think VV will fit into the Is It shell that's already out there.
No,
I do believe that VV will produce some kind of deck, because it kind of does everything you want it to do. Mm-hmm. It's all a very self-contained card.
And if you're able, and it's going to be a removal magnet for obvious reasons. But you are going to be able to run 4 copies of it, make it easier to get out, even though it's a legend. So you're not going to want to like play them out all at once, unless you're trying to legend rule them away to get another and just kind of keep the storm going in a lot of ways. It's going to be some kind of storm deck, which there aren't really any great standard storm payoffs. There might be some big X spells that can have a lot of mana dumped into them, but no, that's my speculation. I'm $7 in for 24 cards. I feel like if Wild Ride hits $1,
oh yeah, you've more than made back the money.
You know, like that's gonna be like 2-3 of my Friday Night Magic buy-ins. You know,
easy.
So, you know, we're just kind of we're riding with it. I'm also obsessed with the idea of like buying a bunch of cards and breaking them down for bulk at TCG Player. That's a whole other.
Also,
can of worms.
I do just want to say, 8 mana. If you could, you know, in that hypothetical scenario you just came up with, get VV to 8 mana. 8 mana is Dracogenesis. And there is a Storm card in Standard currently with the Storm Scale Scion. So maybe Storm's back on the menu, boys.
Maybe.
But we've talked a lot about VV. Let's talk about who you are, because we did not do intros.
Oh. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? I really wanted to get I really wanted to get the landscaping thing off my chest, because that was just, I was so dumbfounded by that, and then we just kind of rolled.
And you're just excited about VV. This is your set.
VV. This is Lord of the Rings was my set. This is like my set. You know, it's not my set. It's my set. But welcome to the Lord's 93rd episode of the Duels and Dorks podcast, a Magic the Gathering podcast. I am your host today, Connor, joined by Wyatt, the typical Gemini on YouTube and all of the various social medias. We need another deck tech out of you.
It's coming. Man, work has been absolutely insane. I haven't been able to get anything done, but there's a script. I just got to record it.
Nice.
I've already got the thumbnail for the video. It's all coming together.
Part. It's always the hardest part for me is getting a thumbnail done, man.
This time,
I hate it.
The thumbnail was super easy. I just went very basic with it because, not to give too much away, but I just went super basic with it this time because it's what I'm seeing a lot of with certain things, and I think it's pretty eye-catching with what I went with. So,
nice.
I'm excited about it.
Go check out and subscribe to Typical Gemini over on YouTube for that. If you like this, the Duels and Dorks podcast, we post every other week on Mondays.
Mostly.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We're very busy people. I have 2 jobs. I'm finally into my summer schedule for coaching swimming, so I'm actually going to have some more free time because it's all morning practices now. Yay. But yes, you can subscribe to the Dungeon Bros so you don't miss the podcasts. Podcast services round the globe every other Monday. Apple, Spotify, YouTube Music, wherever you listen to podcasts, you can get it. Go to patreon.com/the Dungeon Bros. You can join for free to submit your questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, ideas to the show. $5 a month gets you early ad-free access. $15 get your name read at some point during the show. I always say end of the show, but I always bring up Brandon Vole at some point because he's gentleman and a scholar, Mr. Vole.
Brandon.
Big fan. I feel bad that I'm not more free and able to set up spell table nights for Brandon because he deserves it.
We really got to get something together for that.
Consider the ball dropped in this instance. And not in a fun way.
Yeah. In a bad way, where the ball doesn't bounce.
Yeah. No. I was talking about testicles, but...
Okay. Yeah. 2 different kinds of balls, literally.
Okay, so speaking of testicles, so you know how the Greek they named their demigods and stuff, and you have things like Hercules.
Yeah.
Okay? So that kind of sound for the word and how it's spelled, applying it to other English words that we use today, like testicles.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying that bit quite a bit. So. Testicles. Oh. You good, Cat? She's scooted her bed to the edge of the dresser and then just is looking straight down at the ground and just falling asleep with her face just slowly drifting further over the edge.
It's just how she likes to check on things,
Oh, she realized I perceived her and is unhappy. Anyway.
Oh, you messed up now.
I did. We're going to be talking about the Through the Ages bonus sheet today for Final Fantasy. We've got a lot of very impactful reprints coming from this bonus sheet, and it's going to have better distribution than bonus sheets of yore, which I'm very excited about. We also need to talk about the Final Fantasy secret layers. There's going to be some amazing value in those secret layers, I can tell you right now. And before we get to that, I added a little extra thing because this was just written about the other day. The Magic the Gathering manga, okay? Talked about this many moons ago when it was announced that it was coming out in English. I've got the first 4 volumes that are released in English. It's an adorable little slice of life. 2 kids bonding over their love of Magic the Gathering. They're from different social stratas from one another, and magic is what brings them together. It takes place in the 90s era of Magic, so it's weird that it's making me nostalgic for a time in Magic where I wasn't playing the game and wasn't aware of it.
Oh yeah.
But each copy of the manga, it's $10 to $12, and all of them have come with promo cards. And they're your standard kind of, all foil, same art, got the promo set symbol on them, just kind of very bog standard. But in Japan, the final volume of the manga came out, volume 18, and with it, they showed the promo card for the first time. The Magic the Gathering manga is called Destroy All Humans, They Cannot Be Regenerated. Okay? And aptly, the final promo card is going to be Wrath of God, whose rules text says, destroy all humans, they cannot be regenerated. And unlike normal, like, media tie-in promos, it is getting brand new art depicting the two main characters, Kano and Sawatari, on a bridge looking at a sunset, which is like one of the main like visuals from the first 2 chapters of the manga that kind of set off the vibe of their relationship throughout the rest of the series. It's very cute. It's got some flavor text in there that hasn't been translated yet, so I can't read it. But I think it's cool that they're capping off that fun series with a new piece of art specific to that version of Wrath of God, which I think is going to be very fun.
Yeah.
Also, there's some pretty valuable promos that will be coming out in future volumes, as we've seen, if they're the same promos as the Japanese ones, which so far up to volume 4, all the promos have been the same. So
that bodes well.
Just putting that out there. It's an easy $10 to $12 investment every 4 months, and you get a card out of it, and it's a fun little story. Highly recommend. Anyway,
who doesn't like slice of lives?
I love a slice of life, man. I was when I was getting into anime and shit in middle school, high school, it was oh, you gotta watch Naruto, you gotta watch One Piece, you gotta watch
about the shonens,
gotta watch Bleach, oh, DBZ, and I'm over here Toradora is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know? Give me
I gotta say, I was a bit of a snob in high school, so I was all about some shonen anime, and people were trying to tell me to watch, slice of life anime or other things like that, and I'm like, they don't have powerful named attacks in a tournament arc. I'm not watching it, okay?
Dude, if there's what is it about the tournament arc specifically? It's
that would be a Yu Yu Hakusho, sir. Yu Yu Hakusho set the standard that basically all battle anime shonens from that point on had to basically follow with the Dark Tournament, and everyone was just like, that's awesome, let's do that.
Oh. Battle City, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Perfect. Chunin exams, Naruto, perfect. I hear the My Hero Academia tournament is very good. I don't know.
You haven't seen it?
That one. No. My Hero's after my generation of anime. Okay.
Come on now. Just because it's after doesn't mean you can't embrace the future.
You think I have time to watch anime right now? We're getting completely sidebarred. This is important though. This is important. I watched Naruto from when it was first shown on Toonami, all the way through Shippuden. And I was reading the manga, the final manga chapters in college on my phone when they immediately after they were translated.
Of course.
And I watched the anime filler and all the way through. And then at that point I sat back and I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'll go in for specific things, if I'm feeling a little bit of a cry, mayhaps. Your Lie in April on Netflix, very, very good. There's the anime movies oh crap. It's like little romance anime movies that are super visually detailed, and the director's got a crazy vision. Highly recommend. Attack on Titan, very good, very good. That's my one new shonen. But other than those, through the years, I've kind of backed off quite a bit on the anime. Which is very interesting because I am a very big Final Fantasy fan. Oh, the baby. Oh. Wyatt, you've been demoted.
She was just getting a little fussy, and I had no other way to calm her.
She's got a lot going on. Life's very hard right now.
It is. It is.
I hope your wife
Magic
doesn't hate.
Prices are going up.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started. I hope your wife doesn't hate me for taking you every 2 weeks.
No.
She's now I gotta watch both of these kids by my fucking self? Are
you
kidding me? Okay, good. All right, well, now that we're firmly 25 minutes into the episode, let's talk about Let's
get into the meat of the episode.
Let's get into now that we've really, spread our legs a little bit.
Yeah.
And we've got ourselves settled. So the Final Fantasy Through the Ages bonus sheet is so far revealed. The 60-card bonus sheet featuring all of the most iconic characters reskinning onto objectively powerful and useful Magic cards across the board. There's like a couple that are just kind of like meh, but every single one of these cards is going to have a home in any deck that they would be legal in, quite frankly. Of course. You've got powerhouses like Ranger Captain of Eos, Ancient Copper Dragon, some of the best CEDH partner pairs, Tymna, Thrasios, Crom, Vile
Godo.
Smasher, Kenrith, Najeela. You're getting some very Winota, very powerful reprints. Very playable card, Rhystic Study, Diabolic Intent, like just to name a few. And I was very concerned that it was going to have pack distribution similar to what we've seen out of like the big score bonus sheet from Outlaws of Thunder Junction, the Enchanting Tale. The Enchanting Tales were a little bit more common, but like the Ixalan bonus sheets were a bit more uncommon. Every collector booster will have a Through the Ages bonus sheet card in it, and they have a chance to be foil. 1 in every 3 play boosters will have a Through the Ages bonus sheet, and they cannot be foil. They will only be non-foil in regular play boosters, which I think is way better distribution through these packs than I would have expected out of the card quality that we're seeing out of these cards.
Oh, for sure.
What do you make of the distribution? Do you think they're being a little bit too generous? Is this them trying to be like, hey, we need to drive some of these prices down? Or do you think they're just using that as a way to really push this product into people's hands?
I'm looking at it a little bit more cynically because of the promises that Wizards of the Coast made before the set was even dropped of this will be the most profitable set.
It already is.
It already is, exactly.
Yeah.
So, with them saying that, I think that they really had to step up the game with not just new cards, but old cards that people were really looking for. And you went over a ton of them that are not only in need of a reprint, but just good cards. Good cards people want to play, which has usually been a bit of a problem with the bonus cards, the bonus sheets that we've gotten, where sometimes there are high highs and there are also low lows. This one, there are a minimal of lows. There's a very small amount of things that I would just be not happy to get, but other than that, I mean, almost anything else out of here is going to be great.
So, in terms of distribution, we have 60 cards on this list. 14 of them are at Mythic rarity. 2, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 of them are rare. And then the rest are uncommons. And even the uncommons, like, though these aren't going to be like crazy powerful cards, Brainstorm, Captain Lannery Storm, Counterspell, Danitha, Caption, Paragon, Deadly Dispute, Fatal Push, Farseer, like none of these are like super crazy cards, but every single one of them is playable and a key, and in some cases a key piece of the deck that they're being included. Finn the Fangbearer, Labman, even
Diabolic Intent.
Nature's Claim, Strixhaven Stadium. I think the weakest one of them all is Wall of Omens, and that's still just a 2-mana white draw card on a creature.
In a relevantly powerful creature type.
Exactly.
If you're building
Defenders,
a deck.
Defenders are a huge thing right now. There's a lot more Toughness Matters cards going around, so a 2-mana 0/4 that draws you a card is just kind of a solid, just kind of deck filler piece in those strategies. All of these are super fantastic.
I also think it's very good that they didn't just pander to Commander players, because there's a lot of modern playable cards here too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
With cards like Primeval Titan, Lightning Bolt. Where was the other one I saw that I was going to bring up? When I find it again, I'll point that one out too. But
well, we've got like even Smuggler's Copter,
right?
Fucking Atraxa, that's the big one. Cryptic Command, Command Beacon,
Fatal Push. I know we already talked about it, but that's like premier cheap removal in Modern.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize Carpet of Flowers is being reprinted too. That's a good one. Azusa Lost Possession. Like, all of these cards are fantastic, and the biggest criticism that I've seen of the Through the Ages bonus sheet, I think you brought up one of the big ones of like the cynical, like they're just kind of doing this to push packs even farther. And part of the reason that it is going to be one of the best-selling sets ever. That is the best-selling set ever.
Already.
But, and this was brought to my attention originally by Pleasant Kenobi, who is not someone that I necessarily always really agree with his takes about Magic. He has no experience with Final Fantasy, so I kind of took this criticism with a grain of salt. But I do understand the mentality of it feels like a lot of these cards are just like your cheap proxies in a way. He called out the Rhystic study specifically. Stay With Me. It depicts Tita and Yuna. They're one of the precons as the commander and backup commander. It's from Final Fantasy X. It's one of the most like impactful storied beats in the game. And he brought up that it looked like a screen grab out of the game. Turns out it is not a screen grab out of the game. It's part of promotional art that was digitally made specifically for promoting the game. It's not actually in any of the cutscenes, in any of the files in the game. It was just promotional art. But I can kind of understand where people like Pleasant Kenobi are coming from, of particularly the more modern Final Fantasy ones. Some of the older ones, it's like all concept art, and I think that kind of it gives more drawn energy to it. But here, if we sort by set and number, you scroll down a little bit and you start to get things like the Akroma's Will, the Danitha, the Kenrith, and it's like all of these are more modern Final Fantasies, and it's just promotional art that has that CG art style to it.
Right.
And couple that with the effectively no frame and no border. And then you just have white text that's outlined in black. And I can understand a little bit of that criticism. As a Final Fantasy fan, I think these look fucking awesome.
I was about to say, I was going to ask you, because, again, you know more about Final Fantasy than I do, but as long as Final Fantasy's been around, I mean, I'm sure they had to go through lots of different art styles. Like, the game's been around for how long?
Since 1992, 94.
Right.
Like, and the first games were on the NES.
Yeah, so where some people will say some of these look bad, I think that people that appreciate Final Fantasy will appreciate the artwork. And if you don't appreciate the artwork, you can at least appreciate the card. And if you can't appreciate the card, guess what? Just don't play the card.
Yeah, trade it in at your game store and get something you will play with and appreciate.
Exactly. Someone somewhere will like these cards.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I know nothing about Final Fantasy, and I'm tempted to get that Gilgamesh weapon collector, and I don't even play Godo the Bandit Warlord. That just looks cool.
It is a very good looking card. I think the older Final Fantasy characters and the older art style for them looks much, much better. I think anything from Final Fantasy VII back, it just looks way better. I'm not a huge fan of like the plain white backgrounds on them. Like all the way at the top, the Hero of Light, Knights of Sandoria, Furion Swordmaster, like all the ones that just have like plain white in the background, I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah.
But like Cloud and Yuffie from Final Fantasy VII, they've got a little bit of texture. Zidane, who's Ragavan, a little bit of texture, like a little bit of color, a little bit of pop in the background. I think that would have been nice for all of them. But I'm I'm curious to see what the rates are for uncommon to rare to mythic for this bonus sheet. I want to see how it really shakes out in the 1 in every 3 play boosters claim that they're making, and if that's reflected in the actual packs that get opened.
One can only hope.
I like how they're doing this way more than what they did with Lord of the Rings. So if you recall, the original Lord of the Rings set that they released in like May, June of 23 didn't have a bonus sheet at all. They waited until the holiday release, where they only released the collector boosters, to include the beautiful like old art from Lord of the Rings reprint as art for reprints of
or
not
those
nearly
rock
as powerful
band
cards.
poster style cards.
Well, even the poster art, like the poster arts are one thing in and of themselves. Those were like super rare chase cards and collector boosters. I'm talking more like the Pillars of Perun reskin and the like Gemstone Caverns and just kind of like your standard like powerful Diabolic Tutor.
I get what you're saying.
And only putting those in collector boosters in special edition like extra collector boosters that were released many months after the set. I think this is a much better way to distribute these cards. Very excited to open up this set in particular. I've got a lot of product that's going to be hitting my door and my local game store for me to pick up when this set comes out.
Prices that are going to be hitting your wallet.
Here's the thing. I've been planning for this set for like almost a year. Okay? Here's what we've been doing. All the normal Amazon purchasing, the cat food, the litter, the bits and bobs, the like subscription things. I have an Amazon credit card.
Oh.
All the credit card rewards points are in the form of Amazon points that can be redeemed directly. I managed to, in a fit of obsession, would check the Magic the Gathering store on Amazon every single day for a while. And then, all the product's been put up. It was right when they did the live stream revealing a lot of cards from the set. And I was like, ooh, Play Booster. If I use my points, I'm only going to have to pay $12 for this. So I did that. And I have my local game store. They got a little punch card system. When you spend $5, you get a punch in the card. When you fill out the card, you get $30 of store credit.
Okay.
I got 2 of those bad boys that we're redeeming on a bundle, pre-release kit, and commander deck. So
you're ready.
I'm ready. I'm going to drop a little bit of money. Don't get me wrong. But like I always get a pre-release kit for every set. Lately I've been finding myself getting a bundle more often than just buying packs. So
all I'm going to say about this year's Chaos Draft is going to be insane.
I'm so excited for our end of year Chaos Draft, which a lot of people have been getting into this whole chaos drafting thing because Arena just did an event where they were like, here's 6 packs from 6 sets that are in standard right now, draft with that, or like sealed with that. And apparently that event on Arena was very, very popular. It's a good idea, man. Yeah. It's a good idea. It's like the 2025, our 2025 little sealed pool is going to be very lit. I can tell you that right now. I cannot wait to equip Spider-Man with the Buster Sword and attack your Zuko with it in space.
It's going to be awesome. Everyone loves that. Everyone loves everything you just said.
Nobody hates it. Nobody is concerned in the slightest.
No.
Do you have anything else you want to say about the Through the Ages bonus sheet or the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy Universes Beyond set at large, Wyatt?
Don't yuck anyone's yum.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
If someone likes the set, then they like the set. There's no need for you to come over and criticize them because you don't like a particular thing about this set. And no matter how many times people will complain about Universes Beyond, they're here to stay. So
they're going nowhere.
If you don't like it, don't play it. You know, you might have to play against it, but you know, you control you.
Exactly. We finished discussing relatively 2 minutes ago about how I so properly prepared for this set, for getting a booster box, getting all the stuff. I've got myself set up. What I didn't account for was 3 secret layers.
Ooh.
Of which I'm going to be attempting to get all of them.
Okay.
Possibly both in foil and non-foil because I'm a psychopath. Okay? Okay. So, with the summer drop on June 9th, we are going to be getting 3 Final Fantasy Universes Beyond secret layers. The first one, hello, Jester. Oh, big stretch right in front of the camera. My goodness. You're a fucking attention whore. You know that?
It's okay. She just wanted to be involved, too.
She does. All she ever wants to do is be involved, quite frankly. 3 Universes Beyond Secret Lair Final Fantasy products. The first one, Final Fantasy Game Over. It includes 5 board wipes depicting villains from the Final Fantasy series across several games, enacting their cataclysmic attack onto the party. We are getting a Ray of Judgment reprint as Spear's Punishment, Praetor's Grasp as Unseat the Usurper. Why can I not read that? Son of Extinction? Is that it?
Star of Extinction.
Star of Extinction. I could not read that for some
reason. Nope, all good. I got you.
As Meteor Fall, depicting Sephiroth. Temporal Extortion as Absorb into Time. And Toxic Deluge as Merciless Poisoning. The Game Over Secret Lair, Temporal Extortion is the priciest card there. It's over $17. With total value in non-foil for the Secret Lair being $32.98. Those are the prices that I looked up on TCG Player. The non-foil Secret Lair is $30, with the foil being $40. Jester, quick. She's trying to get under the bed. She's trying to pull over the bed and get under the bed. I apologize.
All good.
An interesting note that I'll bring up here. They revealed what the bonus cards are on the official Final Fantasy Twitter account. So for the Game Over, we're going to be getting Primogenesis, which is a reskin of Feed the Swarm, notably a 28-cent card. Now, does that really matter? Not really. All of them are very valuable. You might get lucky, though, because all of the secret layers, the rare bonus card is a reprint of the Evoke Elementals in form of Final Fantasy X Aeons that Yuna would summon. The Magus Sisters being Endurance, Yojimbo being Solitude, Shiva being Subtlety, Anima being Grief, and Ifrit being Fury. Notably, the Evoke Elementals, some of them have been crashing in price due to recent bannings. Looking at Grief. So not as valuable as they once were in terms of reprints, but still very valuable cards. Going to be much more rare than the expected bonus cards. But I think it's nice to actually have the bonus cards visible to us for secret layers. I think knowing exactly what you're getting kind of makes them not really a bonus, though. They're just kind of part of the secret layer at that point. But what do you make of the Game Over secret layer?
I like it. I dig it. I'm a huge fan of Praetor's Grasp. Temporal Extortion, nice to see, because that's just a cool card. And look, I got a soft spot for clowns. Jesters, mimes, anything like that. So this Merciless Poisoning, I don't even know who that is, but I dig Kefka. The vibe.
We were talking about Kefka earlier in one of the Through the Ages bonus sheet cards.
Yes.
Very iconic character.
Kafka Palazzo. He's Perforos, God of the Forge.
He is. Now, Kefka, notably in the games, kind of flies under the radar. You think he's just kind of a court jester for the kingdom. and then he ends up basically bringing about cataclysm across the planet.
Love that for him.
So, it's pretty cool.
He's just a silly guy.
Pretty cool. Notably, this is the least valuable secret lair.
Ooh.
Non-foil at $32.98 for a buy-in price of $30 for the cards themselves. Obviously,
so you were just starting me off with an appetizer.
These printings are going to go very hard. Speaking of going very hard, the Secret Lair Cross Final Fantasy weapons drop. You get 5 key equipment and artifacts skinned for notable weapons throughout Final Fantasy. You have Clive's Invictus Blade as the Blade of Selves, Gaia's Dark Hammer as the Colossus Hammer, Yuna's Sending Staff as the Staff of the Storyteller, Tidus's Brotherhood Sword as Sword of Truth and Justice, and Cloud's iconic Buster Sword as Yumizawa's Jite for a reprint. The bonus sheet card will be Forge Anew as Armiger Unleashed, or Forge Anew from the Lord of the Rings set. This is the first reprint of Forge Anew, notably. A very nice enchantment for equipment.
Look at that, both of your stuffs coming together.
It's synergy. It's really, it's a
Lord of the Rings and Final Fantasy.
Exactly. Sword of Truth and Justice making up the lion's share of the value here at over $33. $2 for the Forge Anew, for a total, not including the Forge Anew bonus card, of $47.78. This is the most valuable of the three of them in non-foil. Yumizawa Jite is, that's a good reprint right there.
Yeah. I was surprised they reprinted one of the swords.
And I like that they specifically reprinted the Sword of Truth and Justice. I think they went out of their way to look at the characters that would be wielding these equipment and kind of picked cards that would go well with the cards that they made for those characters. Like,
for sure,
a bunch of the Clouds are really going to want Yumizawa's Jite. All the Tidus stuff has to do with +1/+1 counters, so getting additional counters and then proliferating is going to be huge. I think Staff of the Storyteller is kind of the weakest one, which I do believe is the first reprint of Staff of the Storyteller from the Phyrexia All Will Be One Commander decks, I want to say.
I believe you're correct.
I believe I'm correct there. What do you make of the weapons Secret Lair drop?
I love it. I'm a huge fan of equipments and the stuff therein. Blade of Selves, love to see. Who doesn't love Colossus Hammer?
It's hammer time.
And the Sword of Truth and Justice. I mean, this is all good stuff. You know who else would love this? Captain America.
Captain America would love this. Captain America would love to wield the Buster Sword. Mm-hmm. With the Armiger Unleashed to make the Colossus Hammer cost 0 to equip as well.
Right.
Lastly, we get some magic. Not the Gathering, but some spell casting. Not from Magic the Gathering, but spells in Final Fantasy being reskinned as powerful instants and sorceries, iconic instants and sorceries in Secret Lair Cross Final Fantasy Grimoire. The big bad of them all, Cyclonic Rift, being reprinted here as Hope's Arrow Magic. Damn, that's Noctis's Death Magic, a very powerful mono. Orzhov, board wipe. Mm-hmm. Heroic Intervention in Aerith's Curaga Magic. Lightning Bolt in Vivi's Thunder Magic. Vivi, notably 9 years old, as we have learned earlier today.
Yeah, don't forget.
Do not forget that. And then Prismatic.
It's on the quiz.
It is going to be on the quiz. When we start coming up with nicknames for when Vivi inevitably takes over some kind of format, and we start giving Vivi nicknames, we need to remember that this character's 9 years old. That's all I'm saying.
The nickname I'll give people is FBI, open up!
Ladies and gentlemen,
we got him.
We've got him. I showed that meme to one of my coworkers today because she had no idea what I was talking about, and she was like, "This is dumb. This is so stupid." I'm like, "You're the fucking worst person to be around." And the last card from the Grimoire Secret Lair is the prismatic ending for Yuna's Holy Magic. We're getting a Secret Lair that has Cyclonic Rift, Heroic Intervention, and Dam, and it is the second most valuable secret lair of this drop, which is
kind of crazy to me. I thought for sure Cyclonic Rift would take that.
Cyclonic Rift, $30. Heroic Intervention taking up the majority of the remaining 12 for the total of $42.40 in terms of reprint value from the main cards. The bonus card, Silence, as Porum's Silence Magic, a CEDH staple card for white decks there. That is a $6 bonus card. So, looking very tasty there. Very, very tasty. And, of course, Lightning Bolt, not a super pricey card. Exceptionally iconic and playable.
Of course.
Dam, not a very expensive card. Very good targeted removal and board wipe on one card.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of combines 2 slots in your deck. So that's pretty cool.
Prismatic Ending is there.
Prismatic Ending is there. It's
a card.
It is of all the cards. It's one of them.
Yeah.
It is. They couldn't all be bangers. All right.
I just feel bad for Yuna.
Yuna in 2 secret layers has the worst card.
She could have got Healing Salve at least, or like
just anything.
Coming of the Second Sun, the one where you exchange life totals, something.
It could have. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a fine removal spell. It's not anything crazy.
Okay, you're really stretching the definition of fine.
I said fine. Okay, it's fine. It's a 1 mana. It's 1 mana exile. Hey, it kills the One Ring for 1 mana. No, it doesn't.
Yeah. it gets rid of Ragavan.
It gets rid of Ragavan for 2 mana if they're different colors. It's one of those cards that I have to read multiple times, and it never makes sense every single time. That's neither here nor there. Silence being reprinted as the bonus sheet card.
Let's focus on that.
I think that's going to be very good. Cyclonic Rift obviously good. Heroic Intervention obviously good. I like, in terms of playability, I think I like the Grimoire drop the most of the.
I think so too. But if they were going to give us Silence anyway, why couldn't you just give Yuna Silence?
Because Porum has Silence Magic in Final Fantasy IV. Like, that's one of the specific magic spells that they have is Silence, so it makes sense. Okay. Yuna is all about summoning and holy magic and healing.
I gotcha.
So
like Donald Duck in Kingdom Hearts.
Why'd you have to bring the duck into this? You want to know a fun fact about Donald Duck in Kingdom Hearts?
Absolutely.
So, in Kingdom Hearts 3, you're familiar with the concept of Mega Flare.
Yes.
So the big, powerful fire-based attack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We've had Mega Flare. We've had Giga Flare. All these kind of things usually used in Final Fantasy games by your big dragon summon Bahamut, super powerful entities.
Yep.
Notably, in terms of language, Zeta Flare would naturally be the most powerful of all of them that you've seen. First character to ever cast Zeta Flare, Donald fucking Duck in Kingdom Hearts 3 casts Zeta Flare, giving up his own life to murk one bad guy.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't think Donald Duck was that guy, but
he had that dog in him.
Yeah.
He had
that duck in him.
Yeah. I need to clip that.
Sarah!
Oh my god, I need to send you that clip now because it's very funny, and it's completely made moot. Like his sacrifice completely made moot by the fact that the good guys entirely lose, and then the main character has to like jump through finding them, bringing them back to life, and then resetting the timeline to try again. Where they and then he ultimately like has to pay the price because he kind of abused his power a little bit to do so. But
that's why Kingdom Hearts is confusing.
Don't start with me. Don't start with me.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not gonna unlock that door with a keyblade.
Hey, I like Kingdom Hearts. Anyway, Secret Lair, Final Fantasy, Game Over, Weapons, Grimoire, great reprint value. We know what the bonus cards are going to be. You have a chance at an Evoke Elemental for a little bit more value on some of these bonus cards. If they did not specify which bundles, you can get the non-foil bundle, you can get the foil bundle, you can get both the foil and non-foil of all three bundled together. You can get all of them in English and all of them in Japanese bundled together. And then it says select bundles will receive a bonus card, okay? A bonus promo in select bundles. Super valuable card here. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. I'm ready.
The 90-cent Gilded Lotus.
Whoa. Pump the brakes. Wizard, you're doing too much.
But it's Aerith's flower, so it's okay. Aerith. Aerith from Final Fantasy VII. It's her flower.
Okay.
You know, she plants flowers in the church. It's a whole thing. First time you see her, she's selling flowers.
I believe you.
Anyway, non-foil drops are going to be $29.99. Foil drops $39.99. You'll be able to get the foil and non-foil versions of all three bundled together for $200 to save a little bit of money, and you can get the English and Japanese, all of them, foil and non-foil, all four bundled together for a little bit more of a discount than that. So, am I about to spend $200 on Secret Lairs?
We'll see.
I'm certainly gonna get in that queue and try. I can tell you that much. All right,
man. Godspeed, because that queue is pretty bad.
That's your alarm to make sure you get into the queue.
Yes, I'm starting now.
It's starting right now. So that is about all we have for this, the Lord's 93rd episode of the Duels and Mana Dorks podcast, the Magic the Gathering news podcast, where, well, in spoiler season, there isn't always a whole lot of news to really discuss other than just some of the cards that have come out. We didn't get into very many specific cards from the set because we're saving that for the spoiler cast and review of the entirety of Magic the Gathering across Final Fantasy Universes Beyond. Very exciting. Don't know when that will be happening. After the release. I think I want to get pre-release weekend in. I want to do some sealed pre-release at my local game store, get it on retail shelves, see how the set's playing out in some formats, and then we'll really dive into Final Fantasy Universes Beyond. Wyatt, it's been a joy as always.
As always.
I appreciate the flexibility, given both of our very busy schedules and the fact that it was Memorial Day weekend, and I apologize for having the episode late to anyone that likes it, Brandon specifically. So
sorry, Brandon.
It's on us. It's on me. I'm gonna get this up as quickly as I can, but for the free feeds, it's only like 2 days late. And I wanted to end the episode on that note as opposed to like start it, because I don't like when podcasts jump right into like being all like, oh, I'm so sorry we're late. Oh,
yeah, no, we end with it.
We end on that note. We end on that note because if you didn't make it to this point, then you never have to hear it, and then you don't know.
Exactly.
So it's totally fine.
So you think we're always on time and perfect?
Exactly. We're totally perfect. 100% perfect. My cat's perfect. She's taking a shit. Anyway. She's done taking a shit and now zoomed. I think it's dinner time. I think she needs dinner.
Yeah.
With all that being said,
Navid is in.
Wyatt.
Yes.
Wyatt.
Yeah.
I didn't tell them. I didn't do my whole. You cut me off of my bit.
Oh, you said with all that being said, and then you paused.
Yes.
It's usually when you're looking at me to do my thing.
With all that being said, we love you very much, and as always,
I'll be the same.